What kind of?
Are we good to
Welcome.
go?
Welcome to the sex.
We
Down.
finally got the enigma.
30 minutes I've been here just while we set up. While we set up shop, these guys couldn't get it together before.
Well,
What a mighty welcome.
The thing is, we fucked up there recently. All Travis Mills was on.
Okay.
There's the proof.
There's the proof, and they lost his audio files, so he's got to redo it.
And you have to do the exact same stuff because it's got to match the video.
It is.
Why don't you just pull it from one of the fucking 17 cameras you have?
It wasn't good enough. It was like
There's more cameras here than at Universal Pictures, you know.
They still can't get my good side.
Oh God!
He's still upset about how he looks on camera.
Are you? That's
Oh,
God. You gotta take that up with God.
We were outside having coffee.
That's why I cover up. I told you the beard, long hair, and glasses, bro. You'd be good.
That's wise. And then just have one good picture of yourself circulating.
Yeah.
And then they're like, Amir's a good-looking guy.
That's
and
right.
Then in person, the layers come off.
That's right.
You're basically like a woman with a lot of makeup on.
That's right. Anything else? How long is this podcast? I came here to be berated by the guy.
It happens.
A guy that's not even good at doing it. Brought me to this fucking little bullshit Home Depot setup, traveling.
When we were outside getting coffee, and he goes, "You don't look good."
I didn't say that. I was like, you're a man of the night. That's why I fucking can't hang out with this guy. I hang out with him once, my 2.5 weeks is shot, you know?
That's a good way of putting it. You're a man of the night.
He's a man of the night and the early morning.
You look
That's
ill.
it.
Yeah, the daytime ruins me. I hate once the sun goes down, I just stop sweating.
Yeah.
How long are you living in LA? You're still not over the heat.
You know what's weird, right? People, when you try and pitch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is a long way to answer your question.
You sweat.
When you're trying to pitch stuff and they're like, oh, if someone asked me, some TV people recently, they're like, how long are you here? If I tell them I just got here, they're like, perfect.
Really?
It's unreal. If I tell them like I've been here 9-10 years, there's like, oh, okay, we thought you were here sooner.
Well, yeah, because they know that you're not susceptible to the
Yeah, it's
to the sexual
it?
favors. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They go, how long have you been here? Oh, you're new to town. Great.
They love
take
the new.
advantage of you. Okay.
Yeah, in some way they're like, oh,
Well, no, they also don't want. They also probably don't want to think that you've been here, floundering for the last, however many.
That's
years.
what I thought it was.
But they want that overnight straight in success. But you know yourself, Amir takes a long time to.
Oh, shit. And some of us should, just hang them up. You know what I mean? At
But
some
that's the
point.
same with age. They're like, how old are you? That's
That's-
why I'd be like 21. They're like, perfect. 21, you just got off the boat.
Oh, I tell people I'm 16 all the time.
Yeah, they love it.
I'll be like, I'm new to town. Do
Yeah,
you
you're
guys
like-
know where to go out? Hollywood. I just came from Sweden. I fucking make up places that I've never been to. This is
You'd be
great.
good Swede.
Swede's good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like Albanian
This
or
is
something.
beautiful. Yeah.
But they do love it. I don't know why.
Yeah. I'd imagine because they want to discover you, or they want to say like, oh, we had a hand in,
Yeah.
finding
Find out.
about
Like,
this guy.
you see a lot of people that are like, oh, where have they been? They'll be like, I've been working hard, you fuck.
Well, they always say with comics, I think it takes so much longer,
Yeah.
Like they say, oh, like even Louis C.K. or somebody, they're like, oh,
Yeah,
this guy's,
yeah.
where did he come from? It's like, this guy's been
Doing it.
writing on SNL 30 years ago.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. That's like, too, like, I didn't realize Bird, this is what I think, he didn't shoot his first special till he's in his 40s.
Yeah. See, now, if it's encouraging the wrong people.
Yeah.
He goes, I got time.
That's the problem.
I've got time.
I've got time. And then
No,
you're
but
like,
it's
oh,
fine.
I'm
I mean,
about
if you're meant
die.
to do it, I think if you're meant to do it, you're going to end up doing it. You know what I mean?
Some
So
way,
there's-
yeah. It's funny too, like, because especially I don't know how many like models, like women, try to get into comedy, and they'll be asking me, they're like, how long now before I'm famous? You're like, you just did your
Like
first
the time on
set.
it.
Yeah.
There was a girl one time, she was like, she'd go to open mic, she wouldn't do it, and she's like, how long do you think before I'm famous? I was like, this must be a bit. This is a funny bit.
Yeah.
First funny bit you've done. I was like 3 to 6 months. Is that enough time till I'm headlining? I was like, what? And then I realized she's been serious. I was like, you have to leave.
And that girl, Amy Schumer.
The funny thing is, she actually had like a 5-minute bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she can write. And then I found out, like, down the line, I was like, someone else wrote for
It
her.
was Eddie Murphy's material.
Yeah, no, but someone wrote her all these good jokes.
Oh, wow.
And that's what she'd do. She'd go hang out with comedians, and then they'd write her bits.
Did you ever find out who it was?
Yeah.
Lenoci?
No, he's dead now, unfortunately.
Who's dead?
Eric Myers.
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah, he wrote her, like, some really good bits.
Man.
Yeah.
That was a sad one to Eric
Oh,
Myers.
yeah, he was, Jesus, talk about not having enough time. He was unreal, wasn't he?
He was so funny. But, yeah, the guy was a tortured soul, you know.
Yeah,
Poor
but it's
guy.
unreal how much he would dominate the room.
Oh, he was. I've never seen people crush harder. You know, everyone says that, but I mean, the guy would destroy.
Yeah, like,
And his energy was just so good. I mean, he had one thing. You know, it was. I mean, one like it was never like you never see him going like half-ass a set. It was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
fucking
insane.
all out.
One gear, yeah.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
gear,
and his
top
voice
notch.
was
You know, like
perfect.
Taco Bell when he's like yelling and fucking. It's just so good. But he was such a personality. But dude, I remember when he first came to town, he was so hot. You know, like, and that was another guy. Like, he had a lot of momentum, and then the demons fuck with you. You know.
Really?
Yeah, he had a lot of momentum. He was in everywhere, but then you know he'd slip, and
Oh,
there
yeah.
would be some relapse stuff going on or something.
Oh, yeah, that's
I always heard the stories, but I never believed it until I actually saw it one time. I was like, oh. you
Yeah,
know,
I
this
saw it
is-
one time too. I was like, wait, no, that can't be.
Yeah, I know. I
Like,
just couldn't believe it.
yeah, to see, because I was like, I saw him a few days ago.
Was
He
it
was-
alcohol?
Yeah. Because, dude,
think
when
so,
you
yeah.
see him and he's like, you know, doing a show, every time I saw him at the club, he was
and so nice.
such a nice dude.
Yeah.
And sober, clean. Like, you know, it looked like the other guy that you'd see sometimes. It was just a totally different
Yeah,
person.
unreal.
It was.
Craig Conant was good buddies with him, and he'd be like, "Oh shit, I gotta go." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "We gotta go find him. He's gone missing."
I didn't
That's it.
understand that. I was like,
Yeah.
"There's no way." People would talk about it or something. I'm like, "There's no way."
But then where they'd find him and shit, you're just like, Jesus Christ, is that
yeah,
like fucking bad?
it's a tragic fucking thing. But he was like, that guy was hurting.
Yeah, unreal. But anyway, back to me.
Oh, here we go.
Taking this
Here we go.
weird shawl thing off the head going on there.
Yeah, like
It's gone.
that's the thing too. I remember like shooting stuff. I posted a clip today, like Comedy Central and stuff, be asking me to do stuff ages ago because of my books. They're like, "Ah, you're hot, the momentum," and then someone leaves the company, and you're like, "Ah, momentum's gone."
Yeah, is this to air out your business grievances? Mark brought me
It's
on to
actually a
air out his
continuation of last week.
No, he goes, look, this is what happened.
I goes, I need someone who I can bounce it off. No better band than my Swedish buddy. And
Hey, you got to do something better. You'll have to change your style up. Something's not working.
Less bitterness.
you know what
Yeah,
I mean
less
too?
bitterness, Jakob. A little more great,
Be more humble,
gratefulness.
yeah.
Be more humble. Stop
Well,
talking
Hammer
so
with an
much.
A.
These are going to make me feel shame.
Yeah, don't spend so many nights late night chasing pussy. You know what I'm saying, man?
It's funny if you put on an accent, the truth can come out easy.
Oh yeah, you can just talk the truth, man. Your hairstyle is horrible.
Remember I was trying to tell you.
Your
you should
shoes
go-
are too big. This fucking guy wears cinder blocks for shoes and no one says anything. I'm sick of it.
Wait, what do you see your shoes?
I wear fucking these ones.
Oh yeah,
loafers.
says the
No,
guy.
hold on
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
What do you mean says the guy? These
Are
are
they-
fucking
are they-
fantastic, bro. Look at those kicks. Yeah, they're fucking flofers,
Yeah.
man.
That's bad.
Sponsored, natural
There's two kinds
sponsors.
of people that wear Crocs: slobs and chefs, and you're not a chef.
I'm a fucking boat guy, dude. Don't get it
Oh,
twisted.
he's out in the boat.
Do you have a boat?
He
Yeah,
goes
I
out
do.
there for a cry.
That's fair then.
I
Yeah.
like the way he gets a cry.
Yeah, you got.
I hate when people buy boat shoes and don't have a boat.
I
That
got it,
ratio.
dude.
They're fucking
I
up that
got it,
ratio.
bro. I got a dinghy on the water, bro. Inflatable. You know how fucking out of breath I get
Every morning.
every morning,
He
dude.
pays-
Huffing and puffing just to wear the shoes. I don't even get in the boat. I just have the fucking shoes.
He pays so much for a fucking what's it called, a dock?
We gotta
space?
go sometime, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Don't bring this guy, but yeah.
How far out can you go?
There's
not enough room in the
I'll
dinghy
go
for three
far,
people.
man.
Really?
Get to the island, yeah, Catalina.
No way, really?
Oh yeah.
Jesus, that
I
choppy.
mean, you got to pick your days. You
On a
know,
clear
it's-
day, he gets back.
it's, yeah. You know, you really have to pick your days because it could get choppy out there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I have like it's like a 16-foot Boston Whaler.
how long
So
does
it's
it
not
take?
that big. I mean, you shouldn't go, you know, on a choppy day or something. But you
Yeah.
go early in the morning when it's flat, and then you come back before like 2. You're good.
Oh,
So like when I go fish, I go early. You know,
how early is early?
like 4 a.m.
Oh,
you know?
fuck, really? Jeez, I'll
You'll be
roll
getting
out
up.
of
Yeah,
bed.
yeah. This guy'll still be out. Hey, we were gonna go fish. Let's
I'll
go.
fishing, hangover
Nick.
kicking in.
Yeah.
Oh, smell of fish.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Lovely.
Jeez, you get a load of fish though. What are those things you showed me the other day? Red.
Oh, those are
snappers?
red snapper. Those are rockfish that are going
Have
off
you seen
right
them?
Ever or his red?
No,
red
like, but I've never seen them
Yeah.
before. You
now.
showed
Yeah,
me. They're
it's
big
pretty gnarly, bro.
bastards.
They're really deep. Those ones too. The deeper you go, they're kind of like.
Does that
they-
matter for taste? Deepness.
These fish are really good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably my favorite fish is the red snapper. If you eat rockfish, it's fucking delicious.
Depth.
Yeah, because when they're 600 feet deep and you see their eyes bug out and stuff, you know, when you're pulling them up because of the pressure. But it's like 600 feet deep, but they taste so damn good.
how many days would you go out?
How many days would I what?
Like go out fishing?
During the pandemic, I went all the time, 3 days a week or something. It's fun, man. You go out there, you're by yourself. Sometimes I'll be in my boat. Sometimes I'll jump on my buddy's boat. I met a lot of people down there too on the where my boat is docked.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a lot of cool
community.
like boaty. Yeah, there's some people live on their boats and shit down there.
Do you drag it behind you or do you throw it out and reel it in?
What do you mean?
The bait, whatever it is.
Oh no! Sometimes you use artificial bait. That's kind of fun if you don't want to get like live bait. Then there's a whole different styles
Do
too.
you catch them one by one? It's just one rod.
For the rockfish, they're so deep down, right? 600 feet's
So
a
you have to
long
wade
way.
like
Your
6 or
fucking
7
shoulders
feet
about
down.
to fall off.
Really?
When you're
Oh, is it
cranking that
tough?
hard, dude, it's
Massive,
really tough.
yeah.
Yeah, some of the reels they're 2-speed. So like one is it's like a bike. You know how it gets easier.
Yeah.
So when it's really heavy and shit, and you put 2 hooks on for rockfish because you're going so far down, and then 2 fucking fish are on there when you bring it up.
Right.
Yeah. Like the commercial guys do like 20 hooks, but
And you
Yeah.
have
If
a
you're
weight on there as well, do you?
what's that?
Do you have a weight?
Yeah, you have to have a really heavy weight to get down there. So it's like a 2-pound weight and then fucking 2 fish.
Really?
And
Workout.
it gets pretty.
Oh, you were looking a bit buffer.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
You have one arm.
It's so funny because I started talking about it during stand up, and people just like this podcast, they go, "What the fuck is this guy talking?"
Oh,
Because it's such a specific thing that you like lose some people when you start talking fishing.
Would you are you going to try and do that as a bit?
I have some shit that works. Yeah,
It's like sometimes if I try and talk about writing books, A, people don't believe me, and B, they hear books and they zone out.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it's not that fun to do. It's
Right.
kind of fun, but like it's not more. I have more.
It doesn't help that your personality is like a guy that can't read books.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
I make that joke. It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
confuses
Oh,
them
yeah,
the
yeah,
entire time, and it's just like this is not. Even if I get them, I'm like it doesn't. It's not a laugh.
but they think that's the joke. I wrote a book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they're looking at me confused, and then they come up after. It's already tough enough with my accent,
Mm-hmm.
because they're like, "Was this a bit? What's your real voice like?" And I'm like, this
Swedish.
This is it. Hello, Susan.
That's cool, man. Hey, man, you guys got an edit button over there? Maybe we can cut that whole last chunk out. This guy's fucking rambling about writing books.
Did you ever fish growing up?
Do you guys fish in Ireland?
I fished growing up, yeah.
Just go with my granddad, alright.
I used to go on the lake, yeah,
I
but
never
Oh,
caught
nice.
anything.
never.
Nah.
You guys
Catch
have got some good
perch,
ocean fishing
pike.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Salmon.
This is
He's
no.
just naming all the fish at the supermarket.
Just the ones we.
This guy, he goes
Catch pike and
tenderloin,
salmon.
he fillet, sirloin. I go, half of those are meats. They're beef.
Me catching one with a broken arm.
Oh, nice. That's what we want. A
on,
little,
you keep-
ins-
keep
a
the
little,
conversation
a little,
cracking
ins-
there.
a little inside joke.
What is it?
No, I don't know. We're watching some picture on his phone. I like the
It's
edit.
gonna take so long, and the pressure I can feel it. So I'm gonna.
It's already not.
That's
worth
the
it.
worst when you
It's
try
not
to find
worth
a picture in your phone and it's fucking. I mean, if you don't have it in
don't have
your,
it
if you
ready.
don't have it in your favorites and it's not right
Yeah, I
there,
save it for another
and
day.
you're scrolling through while
Wolf
everyone
can
else
put it
is
in here.
talking,
It's
and
me,
then
it's me with a pike.
the moment's gone, and
Yeah,
then you're
it's gone,
showing
it's
some
gone.
fucking guy that doesn't care a picture of a fish.
That's what he
Yeah,
has
it'd be
though.
terrible.
Oh, he definitely has it on his Tinder profile.
Who does?
I'm like
Oh,
s-
that
I'm like
dude. You know what I found is
I'm like
chicks
7
don't
years
really.
old with it.
A lot of people, especially like women, don't like that. When you
Oh,
put
yeah,
put
they
like a
hate it.
picture of a fish up or
'Cause it
something,
means you're
especially
racist.
now.
Well, why is that?
That too, because
Oh,
you're
has
racist.
that?
Means you're racist.
No, but when you like catch fish and stuff, but it's because
People don't complain as much about fish.
Well, because I'm eating them, like I'm eating the fish that I catch. So it's like, should I buy
yeah,
it?
have to
Should I buy it
survive.
at the store and it's nicer? What's the difference? Or go to a restaurant and order it? I catch my shit and I eat it.
I've never actually seen a girl really get upset about fish as
I
opposed
have.
to meat. Really?
Yeah, they go gross, or like you post it and they're like, you murderer. It's like,
Really?
what the
About
fuck?
fish?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's people that get pissed about everything.
They'd be like, yeah, if you clip a fucking flower, you'd be like, you bastard.
You've done that?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Have you ever seen that? Like, there's a thing. This will make you think about clipping flowers. So, this woman, like, is mental about flowers. I think she's Australian. and she puts like audio up to their leaves and they're fucking singing.
Oh, I've seen that.
Have you seen
You
that?
can
It's
put
great.
like
yeah.
headphones on 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
what do they-
mental.
yeah.
And then people are like, the next time you think about picking a flower.
Imagine those. What do the flowers do? Do they
They're
respond?
like singing a song. It sounds like they're like singing.
What?
Yeah.
She hooks it up to something that the current that they produce.
Yeah,
like,
the-
makes
Oh,
it-
so they
makes
produce a
tone.
certain. What if the current was like, "Shut the fuck up"? It was like, "Stop putting this shit in my ears." I've been hearing Oasis.
That'd be funny if it was like a guy with a guitar. This next one is Wonderwall. That's how they used to rule parties in Ireland, after parties. You'd be having fun.
You play that and everyone leaves.
Some guy whips out a guitar. They used to annoy me so much. It used to be that, and then they'd be like, let me play one. And
Oh,
it'd be
no.
like, who can play the saddest song? And you're just like, what are you doing? Like, you're at an after party.
And then they go, Mark doesn't bring an instrument. He goes, let me just tell a story about my life.
I went fishing with my granddad.
Granddad. Yeah,
I knew a dude one time in Ireland. This is unreal. He had sex with a girl.
Well, hey.
It happens, you know.
Cancel him.
But he had sex with a girl, right? And then he didn't talk to her for like 6 months. And then he was boozing and he showed up like the same place where she lived and knocked on the door. She was like, where the fuck have you been? He goes, my mother died.
For 6 months.
He goes, I haven't been around. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, come on in. And they had sex again.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then his father died.
No, but he's like, his mom was alive.
Fella in my
All
school
right.
Fella in my school got suspended one
Hey
time.
guys, go ahead and comment here if you know any good storytelling classes or any
Yeah,
of the sort.
I'll top his bad story with a
Jesus
bad story.
Christ, dude.
Does
Mark's the type of guy. We're not wearing masks in here either. Like I've been wearing, I'm pulling my mask down to yawn to let people know that I'm tired of the conversation. Wow, Mark.
There was a fella in my high school who got suspended for. He said, the teacher was like, "Where's your homework?" And he said, "My mother died, miss."
Wait.
And
Your
he said, "Miss, my mother died," and she went, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." No, just her hair, miss, just her hair. and he got suspended. He just fucked
That's
out.
pretty funny.
Just her
Died.
hair.
That's pretty good.
He still got done. He still got sent home. Yeah,
Oh wow.
because he scared the teacher.
Yeah. He's scared.
I thought you were gonna say, "Where's your homework?" He goes, "My mother ate it." We don't have a dog.
Okay, Amir. See, Amir, we can work in this story.
The jokes, man. Wow, bro, I'm rusty. Huh?
I like that.
All
We're getting you
right.
back. Life is coming back. Amir's energy is unreal.
You can go ahead and turn off Mark's camera. Just go ahead and shut it down. I don't think we need his footage anymore.
We Lenotion, and
Yeah.
there's a comment underneath going, "This is awful."
Oh, that's great.
Brutal was the word I used.
Yeah.
Brutal.
What the fuck? That was it. This is brutal. What the fuck?
Imagine
Brutal
having
makes me someone
to
Irish.
sit here live and listen to these guys.
There we go. We'll edit it.
We'll
It's
make-
all about the edit.
We
The
make you look good,
voiceover.
Amir.
That's beautiful. No,
That
man.
that was like shooting something for Comedy Central, and it was so
I'm
ridiculous.
getting deja vu, Amir.
Oh, did we speak about this last week? I can never remember. I black out after it.
Sorry, go on.
No, drop it in there, dude.
But we just fixed it in the edit. We were shooting stuff and we were like, this is not going to work.
Oh yeah, I've been on sets like that.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, currently. Wow. Yeah,
see,
it's
we're
a
mov-
set.
we're moving
you know?
up.
Moving
Yeah,
on up.
fucking 18 cameras with no.
No content.
No, it's cool. The sign's cool.
We have to get better guests.
Yeah, the guest. It's usually free flowing.
Yeah, I know, right? This is like
It's
pulling
not this
teeth over
scary
here.
shit.
It's like it's not. I have some notes I wrote down for the very first one,
Oh, hit me.
but the guests were great. I've yet to
Never had
reference
to use
them.
them. This is the bad guest notes.
Yeah, so if it's
We have no notes.
No,
We've
I
known
haven't.
each other for what? You have nothing to talk about?
Where are you from? Amir?
the problem is
I'm from Iran.
the problem is if
We could
we're
talk
too
about that for a minute.
if
A-
we're
a
too
minute.
good at buddies, then it's just be like I know everything about them. That's why I didn't have Lenoche on for ages.
Yeah. Well, it's
all-
also like inside stuff, you know? If like
Yeah.
I know something and then they don't know, you got to explain to
Yeah, and then
people
you're like,
listen.
oh jeez, am I revealing too much?
If there's anybody still tuned in.
Or ever tuned in.
it's going live.
Is it live right now?
No.
Shit. Well, let me thank my sponsors. Flow for Shoes.
Jamie Kennedy brought in jizz off hand sanitizer.
Oh, really? Yeah, Jamie's really still really on it about that.
Oh yeah, I feel like they could have went with a better name looking back at it.
Which one?
Jizz off.
Jizz off is the name of their hand sanitizer.
Oh, did he make one?
I think he was involved in it. There it is. Like.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much. Oh, jizz off.
It's not very tasty.
Thank you, Jamie.
2 sprays in the mouth. Is it good?
So far, so good. Very light on the hands.
Yeah.
You know, like you know which ones I hate? The one that stays on your hands and leaves it like all slimy.
like
Like who
honey
the fuck invented that one?
Syrup,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's bad.
That's one of Lenoche's.
This one's just straight up alcohol. What is this, Kettle One? Fuck.
See, do you know what's unreal? Like people who lie about getting the vaccine.
I haven't gotten it yet, but when I do get it, I'm gonna
That's
lie.
like a
I'm gonna lie about
liar.
it.
That's like a liar talking right now. He goes, don't you hate the people that lie about it? I'm completely vaccinated. Says this
You know what
Photoshop.
I've started guilting people who guilt me about not having it yet. I say I'm waiting until all the poor people in the world are allowed to have it, and then I'll get it.
You don't have it yet?
No.
I gotta go.
But when I do have it, I'm gonna tell people I don't have it.
Oh,
I could just
nice.
go to fucking CVS tomorrow, couldn't I, and get it?
Dude, there's a
Yeah.
guy sitting there. This is what tripped me out. There's a guy sitting there at CVS, just a fucking guy in a lab coat sitting in one of the aisles. I'm not kidding. And he had the shot sitting there waiting for people. It's literally
Really?
like that. It's like that now, dude, at the CVS in Hollywood, right by my house.
Jeez.
And he's sitting there, and I can't help but think like, yo, that shot's getting warm. You know, this thing's got to be
Oh, yeah,
refrigerated.
yeah.
And he just has it sitting there. It could be like an hour before somebody comes.
That's why they throw it out at the end of the day.
I know, but like, let's say, you come in
get
there, the guy's been sitting in
ah.
the hot CVS
Get
aisle.
warm shots inside you. There's
Yeah.
nothing worse than a warm shot.
Well, mine was kind of like that. I think I went to get my second vaccine, and there's a period where when you go in, they have to reload and give you like the fresh ones, and they all have little igloo coolers, right?
Oh, yeah.
That they keep the shots in while they're doing them. They only put like 10, 15 in at a time, and then they got to bring more from the fridge.
Yeah.
So then I go into a phase of like where I'm in between. So they're like, hey guys, hold off. We're about to get more shots. So they put me at a little one of the booths, and I'm sitting in the booth, and I'm waiting for them to bring shots. Some dude literally pulls it out of his pocket. He goes, you need one? And it was the guy from the, and I go, what the fuck? I'm like, because I was like, yes, I'm getting a fresh, cold, nice, active shot. And the guy pulls it out of his pocket, and it's all milky and shit. He's like, here.
Nah. Did you you trying to convince me to get this
Yeah,
shot?
and then I couldn't say no, and the lady did it so fast. I go, ha, oh, ow, ow.
I don't think he's vaccinated. I think
Yeah,
he just shot up around the
Oh, the second one fucked me up, dude. I got Moderna.
It was
Tell my
heroin.
Were you dying? I was dying too.
Yeah, I was like, is there fentanyl in this? Yeah,
What is that fentanyl stuff?
I don't know. It's killing everybody though.
What is this like?
I just won't go near it.
It's like
Stay away.
something they put in like drugs to make you feel like it's like heroin, or I mean they put it in
Should we consult our
Coke,
resident
heroin?
pharmacist Wolf?
Wolf.
There you
Is
go.
it?
Is it?
But is it like if you put a little bit in, does it give you like an effect of some other drug? Is that what the draw is?
No, it's very highly like potent tranquilizer. Like you have to small amounts. What Michael Jackson was taking.
Are you on it right now? I've never heard a man with less energy tell me about fentanyl.
You
No.
have to put in coke to kill people because if you snort that shit,
Wait. So let me ask this. But why would they put it in there?
It's
Like,
highly addictive, is it?
I have no idea. I know it's just a painkiller. It's a
Opiates and stuff like that are addictive as fuck.
Yeah.
So it makes the coke addictive.
Yeah, I thought they were just putting it in it to like make it cheaper.
yeah, I thought it was just to give the effect, like a fake, it's like a fake, Coke or some shit to make you feel.
I know.
It's to make it more dangerous.
Yeah.
Jesus,
That's
really?
Dude, there are some like festivals where like 20 kids die.
Oh, yeah.
And like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like.
they just laced it with fentanyl because you're only supposed to take a little bit, but if you rip 2 lines of fucking coke with a lot of fentanyl in there, you're
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
It doesn't
Doesn't
take
sound
much.
like it's worth the trip, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's what happened to
Fuck.
Mac Miller, isn't it?
Little Peep too.
Really? All fentanyl. They're trying to.
Your boy was telling me about that.
Who?
Some fan gave him like a Xanax or something with some fentanyl.
Laced.
Yeah, something.
Jesus.
Fucking hell.
A fan, yeah, but they're trying to actually like get the fuckers who gave it to Mac Miller. All the dealers, they've been in jail for ages, looking to go away like 20.
Yeah, some of the guys have like those test kits,
Oh yeah, what's that? You can like test.
I think you just put it. Yeah, you test like a portion of it to see if there's any trace of fentanyl in
yeah,
there.
change the color. I'm not sure the color.
Really?
Blue or something.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be funny if that was on your Amazon list, and then they're just like, "Why do you need these fentanyl
Fentanyl test kits. That's the sure way to figure it out.
You know what? You know Wolf has a whole test.
You got a bunch of tiny baggies and a fentanyl test kit, huh?
The cops are showing up.
Yeah.
Jeez, they're repainting my apartment building. What a nightmare! I never thought it'd be a nightmare.
Oh yeah, I drove by and I saw they had like the things.
Yeah, they're like, we're making it more beautiful.
I just thought you were having a long night. Just cover it up.
Yeah, Jesus, they're fucking hammering.
They're hammering the painting, are they?
No, they're like, they put up scaffolding. They're hammered into the wall.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
unreal. I woke up one morning. There's just like two lads outside my window looking in, hammering.
That's an easy access for a team.
Oh, yeah.
By the way.
Just walk in. It's getting a bit paranoid.
Two lads walking in. That's a normal
Well, like
Saturday night for
they're
you.
standing outside on my balcony, basically.
No, a footpath outside his balcony.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
We-
There's like,
Oh, and they were painting. They painted all the outside. This is a bad story, but that's what we're here for. They painted all the outside.
Why stop now? You don't want
Yeah, this is.
he's
this
going to tell us about how it dried next.
See, no, they painted all the outside. They painted the hallways inside. They painted the roofs inside. And I was like, all right, it's all painted. Then they painted the floor. And they were like, you can't go in for like 45 minutes. And then they painted behind me. And I was just like, what am I meant to do?
Stay in.
And your man goes, you just got to wait here. Just waiting in the hallway
wait it
for
out.
45
Right?
minutes. Yeah. This dude goes, it's okay, man. What else is he going to do? He was so like, instead of going, I'm sorry, he just goes, fuck you.
I think your next guest should be the painter.
Just get him in.
And
He
just
goes,
ask
I'll
him.
buy you a coffee after. Go on away and get a coffee. He goes, you can walk through it if you want. He goes, are they good shoes? I was like, I love what the story he's going for.
Guys,
Like
if you've
on a
ever
date. Are you good at dating?
imagine being at a live show from Mark. Like you get to turn this off if you don't
Surprisingly
like
different.
it. If you don't like this YouTube,
That's
you
the
can turn
thing.
it off.
Some people recently, they were just like, we don't get you.
Who said that?
Just these dudes. I
Your
was talking
parents?
to. Have your parents seen you do stand up?
Oh yeah,
Do they like it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Did
might
you grow up
never
in
have.
California.
I did, yeah.
Are your parents still here?
My dad, actually, they're both here right now, but my dad moved to Iran.
What's the story with that? Now you didn't ask me any of this Iran stuff. That's
Oh, yeah.
interesting. Does Iran have a weird political relationship with America, and do you feel that as an Iranian?
Yeah, I mean, I consider myself American, you
American,
know,
right, yeah.
but like, cause I've been here so long. But yeah, I wish it was better relations so I can go visit and shit, cause I want to see it. I haven't been there since came here in like '86.
Is it weird if you just try and go there? Like, is
I
it
think
hard?
there's like a little bit of risk, you know, like
Really?
that they stop you and because they just like randomly I'll hear stories where they like take somebody and go, you're a spy, and they just like keep
Fuck.
you.
Yeah.
And I look like fucking weird and shit, you know. So like,
Yeah,
they'll be
yeah.
like, who is this guy? And then they look into you. Maybe they'll pull up a YouTube video where I'm making fun of like
Yeah.
something,
Oh no.
Some
and
fucking. some
they go like,
dude
what
wants-
is this joke, you know? Or
That's the thing too. Like coming in, especially even us. Like it's the discretion of the dude. There's no like.
Oh,
set
yeah.
Thing.
if you have like a bad like agent, and you know, like one of those
I've
fucking,
had that.
you know, what do you
Yeah.
call it?
Had a good agent last time. A fella, he was definitely South American. Like his Spanish was one of his first languages, and he started speaking Irish to me.
Really?
Yeah, but
No
not,
way.
Not just the usual like.
Toscamus to spare.
Constantine to Toma Gama August. He was like,
Really? He was
yeah, he
going
had a
for
few
it?
words, yeah, and I was like, fuck me, this is unreal. But he was like, I knew I was going through then.
Oh
So-
yeah. That's like our buddy.
But if I didn't have Irish, lots of people don't have Irish. If I wasn't, if I was like struggling back
Yeah,
with him,
yeah,
he would
yeah.
be like, "Are you sure you're Irish? You're not
That's
coming
like our buddy.
Coming from where?
in." I was coming back from Mexico a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
He's doing a drug run.
nice man.
But listen,
Fentanyl kids.
like our buddy Leo, the photographer dude. He's a photographer, Robbie, and like the dude was grilling him, and he's like, "Why are you here?" He's like, "I'm a photographer," and he was like, he told him he's Robbie's photographer. The dude was one of Rob's biggest fans ever.
Which is weird in America.
Yeah,
Right.
like and he was like, oh, he started singing songs and shit to him. He goes, "Do you know this one?" He was like, I was like, wait, really? He was that like? There's no one's a diehard fan here.
Was he not with you guys? It was just you and his photographer.
No, it was just him on his own. He was trying to get in, but the guy was giving him shit.
Oh,
until
okay.
he found out. It'd be like if I was on someone and he was giving me shit, and he was like, "Name a comedian you like," and it was like Amir K. He goes, "Oh my god."
You can't come in.
He's on the list too.
Yeah.
But he said the way it changed, and like he went from being like, "I don't think you can come in," to "What do you need?"
Yeah.
Which is like it's good when it works for you, but when
Yeah,
it
privilege.
doesn't, you're just like, oh shit, am I getting
Sure,
nervous?
sure.
Canada, they trip like really hard on Americans coming in. You know?
Really? 'Cause
Yeah,
think
they
you're
like
gonna
want to
stay.
know. Yeah, they think you're gonna stay, and they have this chip on their shoulder about like everyone wanting to go there or some shit. I'm like, dude, I'm coming home.
Oh yeah.
You know, but they'll sometimes they'll be a cool agent, and they'll be like, you know, they'll be like, oh, they'll see you're doing comedy, but you have to have your shit prepared. You know, like have
Yeah.
the flyer of the show you're on, and like the place you're staying, the hotel you're staying, but you know, like your manager will make that packet for you or whatever. And you got to show that to them. I mean, a lot of times they're just cool, and then you just show them like a flyer on the website.
Yeah, yeah. I remember.
And they're like, "Oh, great, you're a comedian. Go ahead."
there's a thing too. Like if you travel within 6 months of your passport expiring,
Mm-hmm.
you get the most grief because they're like,
Oh right,
yeah, they should just. It's almost as if though it's expired.
Yeah.
I got put into a secondary room last time coming in. It was brutal. They were like Googling stuff. They were Googling me in front of me, and they were like, "What does this mean? You wrote this article."
Oh, good thing they didn't watch any of the stand-up.
Yeah, they were like the grilling, and then they're asking you stuff. They were like, "What does this mean?" And I was like, "I can't remember what that meant." Like,
Are you into witchcraft, boy?
yeah, and then they were like, "I remember I missed a flight one time in New York because I lost my wallet, and they were asking me stuff like, "What's your downstairs neighbor's name?"
Jesus.
And then I'd be like,
If you thought that paint story didn't go anywhere. Shit. God damn it. God damn it, dude. Mark should tell these stories. Dude, Mark, before you come in, write down 5 or 6 of the stories.
This is what he does. He's
Tell 5 or 6 of the stories you were going to tell. Just say that shit to the mirror and go, would I want to hear this? And maybe play it back for yourself.
"This is what I want, though. I want the live reaction of your
If
disgust."
anything crazy didn't happen, leave the fucking story out. You don't have to tell that story, Mark. Shit.
good. This is
It's
good.
like yeah.
You're getting shamed out
Oh
the
yeah,
eyeballs.
they're shaming me. I'm sweating. This is why I
Yeah.
want John. I was like, Amir's going to shame me.
So
for-
should he lie to tell his shit stories better, or just not tell
Just
shit
add
stories?
something. There was a burning cat. You know, something. Add a little fucking, something that makes you feel like I sat through this for some reason.
Try that story. Try that story about the paint drying in your house.
Yeah, he literally
Wait,
goes,
the-
and then you had to like the fucking. There's a saying that says it's like watching paint dry, and then he motherfucker told the story about paint drying.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you
Sometimes
know,
I
it
think
was like,
he could be a genius.
yeah, you're like a savant.
This is why I was like, "That's how many bad stories could we tell Amir before he?"
This is one of those ones. Like if I was at all suicidal.
It's also one you're like, "Can you lose these files?"
Yeah.
This is the one you
That'd
should
be
have
like, yeah, it's like a bad date. I'd say it'd be tough to be on a date with.
Me, yeah. I'm
Do you have a
pretty
girlfriend,
difficult.
Amir?
I do, yeah. I'm pretty difficult to be with, just in general. Like you've hung out with me, you know.
For like extended periods of time.
yeah, I
You're
think
rough.
so. I just think I'm a difficult person in that way.
Are you needy?
I guess so.
Are you restless?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he nails you there. Needy and restless.
Oh, got him. That's the title of my next album. Needy and Restless. As opposed to Mark's, which is Rest Needed. Fucking guy hasn't slept in 6 weeks. I don't know who the fuck you party with anymore. Vampires? Who are you hanging out with? He's
so-
up.
I just
know,
can't
it's
sleep.
mad.
It's like every night. Boozing.
You know what I tried to do to help me sleep?
What?
Not sleep.
That's
for sure.
I bought new pillows. I got a new bed and everything. It's still not working. I got like.
Well, you gotta get in that
to it.
motherfucker for it to work.
I'll just be lying there. The problem is I'll be lying there and then I get BP text from Ireland.
Oh yeah, because is that
8
thing?
hours ahead, so they're just waking up and I'm like, sure, it's time to catch up with family.
What if you were running a very successful business over there and we didn't know? And,
Yeah.
and that's why you're up all the time.
But I took some. I never take a CBD oil,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, this can't be enough. So I took a double dosage. Jesus, I just
Dude, I don't know how that shit's legal. Honest to God, like it makes me so relaxed that I don't care about anything. Like, dude, I was
CBD.
fucking driving, and I go, I don't even need a turn. I was just going. I'm like, this feels fucking great. Do you know what I mean? How is that shit legal? It's like, dude, if you could take a lot, like if you take 100 milligrams of that shit, I could just fucking not care about anything.
Is it Jesus? How would you take it? Smoke it or just drop?
No, I have, my boys at ABX and Care by Design. Shout out to Justin and Bobby.
Yeah.
They're they're the best, man. So anytime they come down, they bring me a big ass box of all their shit, and I give it out to the homies, and I take some of it, and it's like they have like these 5 to 100 milligram CBD and THC pills that are really pure and good. But dude, you take a little bit too much. Like 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams for me is perfect. Anything more than that, like with like a THC in it, anything more than that, even the CBD, dude, I'm just like fucking out of it, and then I'm groggy the next day.
Oh yeah, so the grogginess, it knocked. I took it on a vial, so I didn't know how much to take. It was like take a drop or two.
Yeah,
but I took 2 vials of it, just thinking it wasn't
like
that
a full
much.
thing. Yeah,
yeah.
You got to look at the dosage because some of them say
But on the vial, it's kind of tough, like drops. I meant to go.
Yeah.
I just took 2 full vials. I swear to God, I slept like 11 to 8, and then I was like, "Jeez, I can't get up." I was like, "You were just."
Were you
knocked
drinking
out.
as well the night before?
No, I just tried to sleep.
Yeah,
but I was, and then 8 to about 4 p.m.
Yeah,
just knocked out. I was like, "This is not fun." I thought it was good. I
Sounds
thought it was
alright.
meant to be relaxing. He's always like,
Sounds
"Go on,
alright.
Smoke it, smoke it."
Hey, did you smoke? Smoke weed?
Smoke weed.
I smoke weed the other weekend.
But it's not knock you out, like lose your life.
I mean,
urge
it's
to
like saying
succeed.
if you take a shot, would it knock you out? Like you have to know how much you're drinking.
Oh yeah, it's
How
too
much
late
you're
for me to
smoking.
find that out, I think.
We'll just have a shot of the weed. I'll roll you up one next week in here.
I hate smoking. I have bad lungs.
We get over that. Your liver needs a break. Your liver will have a chat with your lungs, and they'll be okay with it.
They have a little chat.
Yeah.
do you get paranoid if you get like? I got a heat rash the other day. I was working out, heat rash here, and I was like, Jesus. Just
Where was it?
Yes.
At some point, it's not a heat rash, Did she have it too?
I love going to the doctor and be like, "Yeah, I've got symptoms. Can you just give me the medicine?" Because if you get a checkup, you have to go back. And you're like, I've got to go back and do that. One time I went to get a STD checkup.
Here we go.
Just
Buckle up, guys.
This better be a good story.
I went there, right? It is. I went there, and you just be paranoid in there. I'd be praying the whole time in there, just praying, touching wood, whatever I can do. I'd be like, just don't have AIDS, no HIV, because everything's like HIV, AIDS, syphilis, chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, and you can't help but think you have it.
Yeah.
And I took a test, right? And they must have left me in there for 2 hours.
The longer, and then you're just thinking about everybody you're with.
So I was like,
That's bad.
The guy doesn't know how to tell me that I have AIDS.
He's calling your parents first.
He goes, you want the good news or the bad news?
Do you want the good news or the AIDS? Fuck!
And then for ages, I was just like, I'm afraid to go up there because I was like, I don't want to hear the news because then it makes it real.
Yeah.
So I sat there for 2 hours just going, okay. And eventually the guy goes, "Oh, I forgot about you." He goes, "You're clear."
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Did you dance out of there?
I danced out of there, and then when I left, there was a
And he goes,
there was
"Oh,
a burning
yeah."
cat. A burning
As he
There
left,
you go.
as he left, he heard him going, "Mr. Hayes, you have AIDS," to someone else.
Yeah, that's funny, Mr. Hayes.
You're like, "Not me. He told me he told me I'm good." Some other Mr.
I live
Hayes
with
has
bliss.
AIDS. Huh?
I've told people my name before sometimes, and a woman has gone. She was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Mark Hayes." She goes, "Mark AIDS. Let me check."
No way. Nice.
I was like, "All right."
Maybe you should change it. Maybe that's what's wrong with your career.
Yeah.
Mark Hayes.
Dude, how long you been here? Mark Hayes has been here for 10 years, but Mark AIDS just got to town.
He won't be here for long.
Yeah. This is the part that they'll clip out for cancel Mark, He was making fun of everyone with AIDS.
Hey, Amir.
Yes, sir.
Last podcast.
That I ever do is this one.
Yeah, right. Go ahead. Sure. The last one we did, it was just myself and Mark mentioned that he hadn't cried in years.
Mark
And
is
he'd
not
like
a
to
human
cry.
being, is what you need to know.
Is there anything you could say to fucking evoke a few tears? No. What do you think? What do you think will pull at the heartstrings of
I've been trying.
this corpse over here?
Yeah, I've been trying. I tried all week.
To make you cry?
Well, my grand died, so I'm like, I have to get it out at some point.
Right.
I don't want to get it out like.
When did that happen?
He's not sure.
Like a week
Oh,
ago.
yeah, you're deflecting hardcore. You're laughing.
Yeah,
Your
Emotionally, it happened
your
months ago.
wiring is actually fucked. If you're laughing about that.
That is true.
Yeah, your
The
wiring
wiring
is
is
really
fucked.
fucked up.
Yeah, because I'd be at funerals just getting turned on and laughing when I was young. Probably when it happened, like not Sunday, the week before.
You didn't have to celebrate. I mean, your wires.
No, I watched my grand's funeral online. It was brutal.
Oh man, that's
On YouTube.
Sorry to hear that.
It was
bro.
like, oh yeah, but I still haven't cried. It's not coming.
Did you thumbs down the YouTube?
Yeah. I was just commenting. Sucks.
Yeah, you go.
Get someone better.
When does this get good?
Where's the burning cat? I put links underneath it to your stand-up.
The what?
I put links
to my
underneath the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't cry. I've been trying to listen to all the good sad songs I used to listen to.
Nothing.
And I'd be like this.
Oh, your grandma's dying. I don't think a sad song's gonna do it.
Yeah. But I can't. I definitely buried it too deep.
Right.
I think
Were you close with her?
Oh yeah. But I think it's the
cry.
emotional fact.
Yeah.
There's a blockage there.
Yeah,
We're gonna catch him one day with something.
There's a huge block.
A ladybird
big
will
dab.
crawl across the desk.
So
and
when
he
was the
just
last
fall.
time you cried in your life? You think?
Oh, probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
About what?
I was just went through a breakup.
What was his
Right.
name?
Timmy O'Toole.
Timmy O'Toole. Broke your heart.
Does she know you cried about her?
Oh, probably yeah.
Bitch.
Are you on the phone? Just take the
There
bag.
we go. Bitch. I'll never trust again.
I'm only messing.
I'll never
That's it.
just
She's
I
probably
got
a lovely
I'll
lady.
never dance like no one's watching.
I'll never dance again because of her.
That's great.
You broke
bro.
Mark's tear ducts, girl, whoever you are.
Yeah, it's over.
He's all cried out.
But I was like, yeah, so I'm done with crying. It's over. Something I used to do.
Yeah.
He gave
It's
up.
Past.
When did you cry last?
I can't remember, but it probably had to do with something.
Sad.
No, I think it was like my mom, one of my mom's dogs dying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just sad. She had it as long as Doogie, my dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then we had to put it to sleep at the.
Oh, yeah. What's that like? Is it very
it's just
sad?
sad. Yeah, you're attached to these animals and stuff.
Did you know when people? I have a question. This
There's a
sounds
burning cat
cynical.
in there when he was putting it to sleep.
It sounds cynical, but like sometimes people be like, "Oh, I just gotta take Fido into the vet," and then they respond later. They're like, "Yeah, we have to put Fido down." Is that usually because the surgery is too expensive?
No, I mean
Thought of that.
it could be, but sometimes they can't do anything for him,
Oh, really?
And sometimes they get the surgery and then it doesn't happen. Like my buddy, his cat, he like took his cat, ate something or some shit, and it was in its stomach, and they're like, yeah, we can do the surgery, and then they do the surgery and the cat ended up dying.
Oh, no way.
But like Doogie had 2 neck surgery, he had ruptured
He
discs.
said to pay
It's
it out,
like
he didn't get
$14,000.
Yeah, that joke you got from it is funny. Though.
Yeah,
That's so fucking expensive, isn't it?
yeah, dude. Fake tickets aren't cheap.
Say what?
No, I have a joke. I say I had to get my dog a $7,200 surgery. And then people go, oh, and then I go, yeah, fake tits aren't cheap.
That's a great one.
Yeah, and then no, but he yeah, Doogie was because it's like my baby, dude. I had to do it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, that's it. All right.
because some people do like at that point they're like, fuck it, like especially if they're older or something, which is
Yeah.
like sad, but some people just can't afford it.
That's the sadness of like a pet dying.
You'd be a bad pet owner. I don't know why you're pretending to be sad about a pet dying.
No, it's not that. It's this is what it's the awkwardness. If I was seeing a girl,
You just like
Yeah.
someone else's pet dying.
yeah, I'm just like,
Oh yeah, he'd be like,
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you
I
like
don't
tap
care
her
enough.
back.
Would
like,
you like a cup of tea? I wouldn't know how to live.
Yeah.
I know this sounds harsh. I'd just be like, it's just a pet.
That's
They have a
nice.
shorter life expectancy. It's not.
Yeah,
That's
like
nice.
I can't. Yeah, it's harsh.
And he'd be like, my grandma's dead.
You didn't hear me complain.
Oh no, but dude, even like Doogie's like the first one. I was like, fuck, because I couldn't afford it at the time, so I had to do
Really?
like a crowdfunding for like a portion
I
of
was
it.
just gonna
Oh,
say
yeah.
that probably people probably do that the whole
It's
time.
so expensive.
It's too, dude. It was $7,000, and I was like, fuck. So I had like $4,000 left, and this was a long time ago,
Yeah.
and I just put all that money, and then I just like reached out on Facebook, was like, hey man, you know.
Yeah.
And it was right when I started stand up, so like there's a few people that knew I'd do some jokes about Doogie and shit. I was like, hey man,
yeah.
like this is happening, and then people came through like within like fucking minutes, like
Really?
I was like the rest was like $2,000 or some shit, but it
Oh,
like
yeah.
came through.
Nice.
That's handy.
But I was like, you can get tickets to my show. I had
You're
to do it. I felt bad,
incentivizing
but
them.
yeah. Well, I mean, it worked. It was just like people felt bad and shit, and I
you do-
needed it, or else I'd have to kill him.
That's
imagine.
It's
That's
fucked
way
up.
better than saying he has to be put
Put down.
down. I
Well,
had to kill
I'd
him.
kill him, man.
You'd
I
be
don't know
like,
how else to
"Doogie?"
say it. But it's so dumb because some people like you could save the dog by surgery, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But some people just don't want to do it. Like Doogie would have been paralyzed, you know, if I didn't do those things.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
He had a ruptured disc. Like they have these discs, and inside the disc there's some fluid that protects like the spinal cord.
Sorry.
So when that fluid ruptures, it like pushes into that spinal cord shit, and then there's calcium buildup, and that pokes into it, and that fucks them up. And if you leave that too long, it'll just like fuck with
can't
their
walk?
spinal cord to the point where they can't walk.
How
Yeah.
did you know? How could you say he was?
Oh, he was
hobbling.
fucked. Yeah, he was in like the worst pain he's ever been. I could see, and he was like dragging his feet.
Really?
know? Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was really sad, dude. So
yeah, my dog got fucked up for it as well. My dog had arthritis in his back legs, and he'd be running around the field, and then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, the back two legs just stopped working,
yeah,
and he'd like fall over and try to keep running, but the back legs were not
Yeah.
going. It was terrible. I know we're laughing at it, but it's terrible.
no, I know it's so sad, but it's like that's how Doogie was. Doogie was like dragging his thing, and you could tell he was in a lot of fucking pain.
Yeah.
And he's like he doesn't ever cry about anything, and he was like really crying. So when I took him in there, they were like, "You got to do it right away," and at that point, there's nothing you could do, you know.
Are vets honest here?
Sometimes it's like going to a fucking mechanic shop, you know, because like they know it depends. Some vets are shady. Some you know they're like, oh, we need to do all these tests for you know whatever. But then it's like I think some of them play on like, oh, it's your dog, so you want to fucking do. You're gonna want to, oh, you know, you could, you know, they could.
Yeah,
you having something, and so some maybe do that. But then I've been to both types. Some that are honest, that go, hey, you probably don't need to do this. But the dogs fucking can't talk, so they can't tell you what's wrong with them.
Yeah, that's why I feel like in Ireland they're not spoofers. Like they're not looking for money.
I feel like that's sorry. Go on. Why do you think that is?
Because I don't think they're like it's not exorbitant prices, so they're still getting paid.
I think a lot of their money comes from farmers and local farmers and things like that, and livestock. Rather than
but even doctors.
Oh yeah, where they
there's
don't
lots
have
of
the
like
money.
fun-
This
fun
is like
dogs.
this is like Beverly Hills, and it's like a Yorkie
it's a
that
bit
some
different,
fucking
you know what I mean?
and then some guy's like, oh, this lady will fucking just fork out cash.
It'd be awful to get like, oh, is this guy?
If they were all prize sheep coming into the vets, they'd be making a lot of money in Ireland. Do you know what I mean? They're not.
But even like getting a surgery here, like I going to a dentist, they're like, yeah, you should really get those teeth pulled out. You're like, what? Why?
Yeah.
They're like, it won't hurt now, but when you're 82, it'll hurt. I'm like, if I'm here and I'm 82.
Oh, dentists are like that too. They're
Yeah.
they're like used car salesmen, dude. They're like,
It's
oh yeah, you need to get
unreal.
this and this.
Isn't it?
And then I went to another guy. He's like, no, your teeth are fucking fine.
Yeah.
The other guy was like gonna put crowns onto it. He's gonna make a chest fucking table out of my teeth.
Yeah.
I broke
He's
my
like,
teeth.
this one needs to do this and that. You got to shave that down.
I broke my teeth when I was like
Unreal.
20, when I was 18, and then I had these things put on them, and he was like, they last. The guy who put them on in Ireland was like, they last for maybe roughly 10 years to get them done again. So roughly 8 to 10 years later, one of them broke. So I went to the dentist here, and I had dental insurance, but he was like, we're gonna have to pull that one out and pull that one out and replace them. We're gonna give you veneers, 2 veneers, and it's gonna cost $2,000 or whatever it was, right?
It's a slow story.
No, this is it. Here it comes, right?
Everyone's gonna like have a good fight. Something.
This is
cool
gonna
that
be a
happened.
better story than
And he
any
goes,
of
and
your
then my mom got kidnapped.
So there's this cat, right? No. But it ended up being $600 cheaper for me to fly home to Ireland, get the same surgery done by my own dentist in my hometown, and fly back. $600 cheaper.
Wow.
It's $1,400.
I would have gone to a second opinion here.
Nah,
There's not
I
just
went
one
home
dentist.
I went home for a couple of weeks. It was great. Mother's cooking.
What are you here for? My teeth.
Listen, that's America, baby.
That is,
Funny if it was
baby.
just one crown. How much is it? 15 grand.
Yeah, dude.
I
Some of
don't
these
have any
guys are
crowns.
shady.
Perfect teeth.
We can start a picture of me with one tooth here as well.
Oh, dude, I sent you to a dentist. You actually called me about a dentist. Did you
Oh,
go?
yeah.
You said you went to him.
Yeah.
He's good, Dr. Kashani. He's
Oh, yeah,
good.
they're phoning me again, being like, it's your...
Well, I get my
checkup.
cleanings there.
You
It's
owe
good.
money.
I mean, there's so
How
many
often
doctors.
do you go to
There's-
get clean?
You know, I go once every I used to go, dude. There was one that was like, you need to come in every 3 months. I was like, motherfucker, I don't brush that off. No, but he's like, come in every 3 months. I go, okay, cool. Then I was like, oh, this is because the cleanings would be so fast. I was like, oh, dude, there's
they're
nothing
taking
on
the
it.
piss.
Yeah. Then I was like, okay, every 6 months I go.
But it is, even that dude, he was sound, but you could tell they're just like, you're in the seat and they're just like, you know, if you got this done. And you're just like,
Well, dude, they got to make money somehow. I remember I got a Groupon one time. Oh my god, when I had no money. Oh, dude, I called the guy and he goes, "Is it okay if I tell you need?" Before I'm just calling him to make an appointment. I'm just calling to make an appointment. He goes, "Is it okay if I tell you need to get some work done?" I go, what? I go, you haven't even seen my mouth. He goes, yeah, but the deep cleaning is really hot. So like this one was just a fucking thing to get me to. He just was gonna floss my teeth, basically. You know.
Really?
Yeah, but then what? But then one in there was a Persian guy, you know, and it was like a Groupon. I was fucking no money, dude. I'm like newer to I was touring with Moz at the time, you know, I was the opening act. And I guess when I went in there, I didn't know it though. But then I go in, and I was like, this is gonna be the worst. I could just read, you know, he was telling me all this shit. I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna fucking try to throw all these charges. And then I go in there, and he gave me a really good cleaning, like a really thorough. He did it himself, not the assistant. He was like doing it. And then at one point he goes, you know, for what you're doing, you need to really you want a whitening too? And I'm like, what the fuck? And he gave me a whitening, and I'm like, and he's like, no, don't worry about it. And he's like, for what you do, you kind of need that. And I'm like, oh. And then it turned out he had seen me open for Maz, and that saved me from fucking getting
Oh, no way,
posed.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's all about the favor.
Well, yeah, but I didn't even know that was going to happen, you know. But then at the end, I figured, I'm like, oh, that's why he was taking so much
sneaky
time.
perks.
But I bet you if I wasn't, he would have been like, oh, you have this, you have that. You
Yeah,
do
it would have
this.
been.
Yeah.
The worst is when their hands are in their mouth and they're like, you need to get this or you might die. You're like, huh? Okay.
I'll never think about that.
But like, yeah, I remember one time getting dentist here. That's why I stopped going. She was like, it's going to be way more, but you need it. And I was like, okay. Just didn't know it. They were like, got me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was in the seat for an hour and a half. And then
they gave you a haircut too.
It looks like a dentist cut his hair, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
they go, nice. It does, bro.
I sweating in there. A dentist cut. Who cut your hair? My dentist.
Yeah.
It's a package deal.
Mark gets his haircut at Olive Garden.
But I said a free.
What is that, dude? Does that come with breadsticks? This fucking guy's haircut.
Salt and pepper salad.
Pep Boys got me going. That's when I first saw him.
Gets his hair tuned up with his fucking car.
Your haircut looks like Pep Boys. But I remember I said I never have been claustrophobic, and they made me claustrophobic. 4 of them in my mouth, and they're like, "How's this going?" And I'm choking on the fucking spit, cutting my hair.
Wow. Hey, wow.
Have you ever been on a date and you know you're telling a bad story and you're just like,
Oh, stop.
I
I
can't
aspire.
imagine.
I don't know at the time, but it's right at the next. Like I'd be like, I was driving home the car. I'd be like,
"Oh, what was I saying?"
It's like a bad audition, dude. When you
Oh,
think
yeah.
you killed it in the room.
What would you? What would you? I did an audition one time, right? And it was for a load of money. I think it was for a fucking Super Bowl ad or some shit. And it was like,
obviously you didn't get it.
obviously didn't, because they goes like this. It was me and a dog, alright? And I was like, oh shit.
Bad start.
Not gonna relate. But they're like, pretend the cushion is the dog, and the dog runs in, and I had to pretend. I swear the cushion was the dirtiest looking cushion of all time, and he's like, just roll around on the ground with the cushion, and hold the cushion in the air, and then kiss the cushion and sit down and watch the game with the cushion.
Did this guy ask you how long you've been in town too? He's like, hey, how long you been in town? This guy will do this.
He's like,
And I
2
went-
weeks perfect.
Yeah.
Grab the cushion.
It was one of the one auditions that I went for.
He goes, what is this for? Super Bowl, yeah. I think this is his personal collection, dude.
He's in his apartment.
Yeah.
I remember just being on the ground, kissing the cushion, and I was
Oh
like,
my
what am I
God.
doing?
That was like the last commercial I did. Because they, at first, when I started auditioning, they would send me for commercial auditions. They're so demeaning, dude. It's like,
They're
it's like
unreal.
the fucking and at that time I had a chip on my shoulder because I was like, oh, I'm a stand-up, you know, like I
Yeah.
don't fucking do this
That
shit.
chip is a killer too.
Oh, it is, because you know I had this big ego about like, oh, I actually do stand-up, and these people, they're, you know, it's because you see the desperation
Yeah.
sitting there, and it's just like, oh my god. And then I remember the last one I went to, it was like one of these cattle call, and you just go and there's like 300 guys. And then the guy goes, put this bee hat on. I go, you put it on. And I left. I just said, it was like a bee, like with 2 things. And I was like, you put it on. And I walked out. And that was it, dude. I was like, because I did some shit like that rolling around on the floor. You know, and I'm like, and I was thinking while I was doing it, I go, what the fuck am I doing? And there's all these other guys doing the same shit. And I'm like, dude.
That's the thing too. Like sometimes you go in and there's dudes who look exactly
Just
like
gonna
it,
ask you this.
but better looking.
Oh, I was gonna say any uglier one. So they look at you and go, "Oh my god, I look like this fella."
Yeah, but I remember doing one right.
Nightmare.
It was for Bacardi. It would have been unreal. And you like they'd take you to different beaches around the world, and you're doing this new Bacardi bullshit. And it was me, and it was like 10 other dudes in the waiting room who looked similar to me, but like buff. They were ripped. So we go in and we
So
did-
not
Not
didn't
like
work
him.
out that.
yeah. It was like they were like, I was like, oh, if I put myself,
Were they all pale?
if I applied no, they were better looking.
All right.
So my photo definitely
So they
was
didn't look
like,
like
this doesn't look like me. And we get in there and they were like, all right, just lads, take off your tops because you'll be doing this like as if they were on the beach. And I took off my top. And
At first, I think it's because you called it a top.
it's all like t-shirts.
Yeah, sure.
But they're ripped. They're like Brad Pitt in the thing.
That's their job.
And I'm not. And I'm standing there, and the whole time I was overcompensating. I was like, "What did you say?"
It's trying to talk, trying to use your
And then-
words.
Yeah. And then I was just ad-lib, like trying, you know, when you're trying too hard. They're like, just let the other guys have a go. You're like, all right, sorry about that, you know. I do comedy.
There's probably some fucking tapes out there, you know. Imagine the tapes they have of just people that are just. I mean, they have of me for sure. There's some that I'm like, when I leave the room, I go, dude, I want to fucking grab the camera and break it. Like, I want to grab their camera and just destroy it for whatever the fuck is on there. Because you got to think that they're sharing these videos.
Oh, yeah.
Of, like, people rolling around on the ground with a fucking
you
pillow.
know
They're going,
what?
like, look at this fucking idiot. Can you believe this
Yeah.
is what he did?
You're like kidding them.
Like, casting directors have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah,
make
yeah.
fun of,
You
like...
know who the worst part is when you get a call back and they have the director in the room and it's a fucking BMW commercial and the director has bigger egos than us. And he's sitting there and they're like, oh, so man, this is the director and this is the assistant. And the director just goes like this. Like, he won't even look at you. And you're going to be like, I'm funnier than you cunt.
Well, dude, that you know, when I started to realize it's like, oh, they're just so fucking busy, you know, that like
Yeah.
it's and then there's like so many assholes that are like, hey guys, you know, like trying to be like all and they get so much of that they're like, fuck, and they're like, all right, what is it? And like, just do your job.
Yeah,
That's
true.
They're like, just do your job and then I'll do my job. But it is very disheartening for a comedian to go in. I remember feeling that all the time when they don't pay attention to you, really. Like, even the cast director's like looking down and not giving you much. Because
Yeah.
in the audience, when we perform, we get immediate like
Yeah.
gratification of like, oh, they
Yeah.
like me or they like me. And if they don't give that, I would get really salty, like really fast. In the beginning, I'd be like, hey. I'd be like, hey, long day, huh? And just ruin my chances like right away, you know? Like, well, you guys didn't want me to come in. I wanted to come in. And they go, hey, it's not about you, dude.
Yeah.
It's about the fucking
unreal,
job.
it's not about you.
Yeah,
but
there's,
you're like,
there's 50 other fellas they're coming through that can
Yeah.
bear that.
Yeah, and they do it, and it's like this, you know, it's just
Yeah.
a revolving door of people. And
And
the
it's-
worst is
and a
when you hear
schedule.
the person before you just destroying, and they go, "Hey, Mikey!" and they know the guy, and he's in there for an hour and a half, and then you go in there, and they go, "Okay, thank you," and they go, "That was great." That's the worst. And they go,
I was there one time. I drove to Santa Monica on a Thursday, which was a nightmare.
"Yeah."
Went down there, and I was like the last guy in.
It's that Santa Monica place on whatever that's where
Yeah.
that's where the bee thing happened.
Oh,
Like in the
really?
one where they have all the different rooms.
But it's such a long drive, like from West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I get there, and the guy, I could hear him. They're like, "All right, we got Mark," and the guy was like, "I've already cast it."
That's the best. But he go, all right, come on in. I've been in the room where they're doing the deal with the guy that I'm auditioning for the part. You know, they're like, well, yeah, we sent the offer over, so what is it for? And I'm like, I'm listening to it. I go, oh. And then,
That one, I was like, "Why are they here?" And then the guy was trying to like backtrack. He's like, "Oh no, just still a possibility."
yeah,
I was like, "Ah, yeah, fuck her." Just
it's such a
got a
fucked
ticket
up.
when I left too.
Nightmare.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that was one of the times. I like my commercial law, whatever they call it, agency. They're good. They'll hit me up the whole time. Can you do this? I'm like, not available.
Well, they're just throwing shit at the wall. You know, they're just like, hey man, send this fucking guy, send everybody we got.
I was just
Hey
gonna ask
man,
you that.
how'd you do? All right, fuck it, go.
Do
Yeah.
they send you to anything or just like
No.
Irish stuff?
Good. No, it's some good stuff. I went to an Irish one before. It was for a cartoon, and it was like
They
an
sent him to play Malcolm X in a fucking commercial.
But they were like, it was an Irish mouse. It would have been so cushy. They had a big deal set up for it.
The best is when you start thinking about the role and you go, oh, and you start spending the
Oh,
money.
yeah.
This guy, I'm going to
But
be the Irish
they-
mouse. How could I not be the Irish mouse? I'm
Yeah,
Irish.
that was it. And then I get in there and they're just like,
It was
"Oh."
written for me. And then you go in there, it's fucking.
The guy goes, "You're Irish. That's great. We want an authentic Irish guy doing it." I do the thing. He goes, "What was that?" I goes, "That's my voice." He goes, "Oh no, we want more like Boston. Can you do Boston?
Oh,
Can you do like your Boston, but you're doing Irish?" And I was like, "Wait." So the role isn't mine. Like I said, and then it slowly became like, "Oh, what about Chicago Irish?" And eventually I started sweating in there, and I'm like, Where's the car?
Yeah, park the car over there.
Do you know Home Alone 2?
He was supposed to be Macaulay Culkin.
No,
He was supposed to play
that's
Macaulay.
the Chicago accent when the cop goes to check on the house and he goes, "There's no one home. The house looks secure. Tell them to count their kids again."
Yeah.
That's a Chicago accent.
Yeah,
Tell them to count their kids again.
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
I don't know what
those
Boston is though. Boston's
auditions-
pack the can, car pack. Is it?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, it's not Irish though. Do you know there's a place Newfoundland. You always say that?
They kind of speak like they're.
They sound exactly like they're from
Yeah.
Ireland.
You
People placed in America, they just sound like they're from Clare or something.
know,
Yeah, the further like up north you go that way, it
Yeah.
just like gets more.
there's an
American.
island too, isn't there? There's an island in the
The same-
Caribbean.
Oh, Jamaica.
No, like a different one, and it's all Cork. There was like Cork priests went there.
But that's why in Jamaica, is that why Jamaicans say me keys and me phone and me watch and me
Something
wallet?
like that.
We
yeah.
do that as well.
Yeah.
Wear me
Like
shoes.
Irish priests.
Wear
would,
me
like, be
shoes.
Teaching
Yeah.
these people how to
Oh
talk.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
But no, there's like
It's
an
just like-
island in the Caribbean, and all the locals who are like very native would be like, "Hey, bye,
That's crazy.
how are you?
How you doing, boy?
What's the crack?" You're just like,
Come here a while, won't you? Come here. Do you know what the most common name in Cork is?
What?
Timmy.
Is there really?
Come here to me. Come here to me. Tell me this.
Oh, this is a bad joke.
That's a good one.
That's all right. That's a good.
Let's be
place
real.
to end it. That's a good place to end it.
Well, I was lost on that one, guys.
Yeah, you're the only one who could have gotten that. and you
Guys,
said it
join
wasn't
me
good.
on my podcast, Salty Locks, where I actually cover some cool things.
Thanks to, what you do in your podcast?
What's that?
What do you do on it?
Not this.
They tell good stories.
No, I just fuck around, man. It's just
Random.
like another avenue to just talk my shit. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like how I do on stage. If you ever watch me do stand up, it's kind of like that.
Do you
Funny fucker.
Do you ever use stuff from your podcast on stage?
Yeah, that's why I did it when the
I-
pandemic
That's what he's
started.
doing.
Yeah,
Telling all
when the
these shit
pandemic.
stories.
Yeah. Dude,
Get
I
them
can't
out.
wait
You
to
find
see the
one.
fucking paint drawings the bit. Guys, I was in the room and I was locked because the floor was wet.
No,
And then they painted behind me.
He
I
knows
was
what I'm
actually-
talking about.
I couldn't get into my apartment. Was the point of that story?
Oh,
All right.
you're tagging it. Nice.
When you
Tag it
said
in.
they painted the roof inside instead of the ceiling, that bothered the shit out
Oh
of me.
yeah, but it's an outdoor indoor. You know yourself.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man. That's
Alright,
it.
Make sure subscribe, rate. I love when
Oh,
people go like
thumbs
this at
up.
the end. Thumbs up. You
Bad
know,
comments.
YouTube comments.
Take off your thumbs down, he means.
Follow Amir at amirfollowme.com.
What a guy. I'm thoroughly convinced there's no one made it this far. If you made it this far, comment here.
Comments.
And then go to my page
Yeah,
for sure.
DM Amir if you made it this
If
far.
you made it this far, DM me, please. And I'll give you free tickets to Mark's next haircut.
Look at that.
All right. Goodbye. Good luck.
Whoa!